Hi everybody, this is going to be a review of the SOG Q3. Overall, the thing is fantastic in the sense that you've got a baton, or what a lot of people know as a baton. It can be used for poking, grabbing, all kinds of uses. Got a great selection of interior tools that are really phenomenal, and I've been very happy with all of these. You got a small screwdriver and a can opener. You've got a regular flathead with a bottle opener, and comes with a little small knife. The knife could be a little longer, but the fact that you get these other benefits in such a short package between here and here, the short knife is pretty user-friendly. They all lock out. The lock seems to work really well. To release them, you just push this button, switch the blade back in, or whatever item you have out. What I really like about this tool is it comes with sort of like what would look like a chisel. You can put a pretty good edge on that, use that for scraping and removing glues or adhesives or even little edges on wood. Now if you use it on the back side, you can control the amount of edge that hits your surface. Really smart laid out tool. Really like the micro screwdriver. This thing is teeny. I don't know if you can see that, but it is just a small screwdriver. Absolutely fantastic. It's got a pretty reasonable Phillips head screwdriver. I find that one of the most common tools, the two most common tools that I use are the knife and the Phillips head. There's just so many screws that you find out there that are Phillips head, and you just always need a Phillips head. You can get a flathead open just about with anything. Really like the kind of rasp, kind of sharp edge. I mean, this thing is just a wicked little tool, and it's just great for shaving and cutting and poking and reaming things out. Phenomenal. Now, those are a lot of the pros. I love the fact that you pull it open and you get yourself a pair of pliers. Excellent. Nice and thin. You can get it into really tight places. Got a really nice interior edge here for grabbing tight onto bolts. Got a little wire cutter. Excellent. Now here's the downfall of this. Oh yeah, by the way, got an excellent belt, pant pocket clip, and it's very strong and reinforced, and it goes into the pants really easily. It's a fantastic tool. But with a lot of SOG equipment, the one thing that I find is they come up with these amazing tools, and they have one little Achilles heel that just seems to kill them. Now this one, the pliers, are something that you're going to use quite a bit, and it's a great pair of pliers. It has a spring tension in it so that you can squeeze and the thing will open itself back up. There's no need to sort of put your finger in there and reopen it and close it. You can open it and close it just by squeezing and releasing. Excellent. So once again, excellent design, but they got one Achilles heel. And this is so frustrating. So if you happen to have something, I just grabbed this little audio bracket that I use for holding a webcam and things like that. You clamp down on it and you go to turn on it, and look what happens. Did you see that? The handle slides in. So let's pull it back out. You can see when it's in normal position. I'll try and do it so that you can see it from above. Try and bend it like this. So you squeeze onto something and you start turning and you're working and you go, and then all of a sudden this thing just slides in on you. Now this one will slide in too. I mean, look at, I just barely gave it a little push. So someone might say, well, you're trying to make it slide. I'm not. I mean, the minimal amount of pressure that you put on this thing as you're turning it and working it, now look where my hand is. My hand is on the top bar. It's not on the back pushing this in. This really needs to have some sort of an internal mechanism in here that when you pull this out, it clicks and somehow recesses into some sort of a little ball receptacle, so that when you're cranking down on something, and see that? It just slides in, and it just kills your productivity. And then when this one slides in, you can see how many times this has slid in. It's actually wearing on the metal. So overall, SOG, great company. But almost every one of their products has one Achilles heel that always boils down to a absolute stupid engineering. Whoever's engineering their stuff, gotta go. Because to sell such a great tool and have this one imperfection that makes the whole thing suck, and it's such a, see that? Such a small, you can even try and reverse it. Maybe I'm holding it wrong. give it the value of the doubt. You're turning it, you're cranking it. See that? Just slid in. So a person might say, well, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that inevitably what happens is the same thing happens here. This thing binds up where the two pieces cross over, and you get yourself a pair of pliers that you can't even close. So what makes pliers powerful and strong is their ability to be applying leverage to the outer part of the bar. So if you really want to crank on something, you're going to move your hands out toward the end. You're going to really want to apply some big pressure and turn that thing. And if that thing happens to slide in like that, it sucks. It's totally frustrating. I would almost say that the pliers are inusable because this sliding happens so easily, so many times, that you just give up. You just end up going and grabbing a pair of pliers because of this just terrible design. So sorry, SOG, you gotta get a new design engineer because this is just such a great tool. The other thing that I like about it is super thin, fits right in your front pocket. You've still got some room over on this side of the pocket to keep other things. It's not like most multi-tools that take up quite a bit of real estate in your pocket. This thing's absolutely fantastic. And I love the self-defense capability of it. And, you know, to make, you know, they don't emphasize the self-defense part of it, but, you know, you use this as a coup baton, and you have this blade out. You know, you got yourself some great leverage, a poker and a stabber. I mean, heaven forbid you should ever have to use it for self-defense, and you know, you should never be in a situation where you need to defend yourself. And but if you did, you've got something really sturdy to hold in your hand and poke and jab. I've even used this arched area here to when I've had a nail hole or something that needs some putty, and there's a little crown around the outside of the hole. Put this in, and you can actually create a little, you know, debit to get rid of the hump that's often caused from a screw. So the tool is absolutely fantastic in so many ways. Just that one thing about the pliers. Thumbs down on the engineering. And it's a shame because SOG makes really cool stuff. And it kind of comes across as sort of special ops gear, you know, something that the military would use. But I'll tell you what, if the handle collapsed down on me like that when I was trying to cut a piece of dynamite cord or something for, you know, a piece of wire or a nail or something, that would just piss me off. I mean, it just slides in like so easy. That's it, the SOG Q3.